You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense.
Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from 2 and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and this week, listeners, I have got an exciting new gadget. Yes, I have. Do you like looking at the stars? I don't mean celebrities. Stop looking at celebrities. I'll get really annoyed. Stop looking at them. Stop it. Stop it. They're trying to get on with their shopping. Stop it. There's that show in America called Dancing with the Stars, and I always hoped it was about firing people into space to dance with actual stars. But no, it's always just dancing with someone who's famous because they once did an advert for shoe umbrellas or something. Ugh. I mean stars in space. You know, the proper stars. The big hot balls of gas, which sounds a lot like farts, but no, I mean stars. Linda, do you like looking at the stars, Linda? No? Ah, well. I do. I think the night sky is brilliant, and that's why I've got this excellent new Telescopatron 7000, where I should be able to look so far into space I can see what the stars are having for breakfast and what books they're reading. I just need to set this up here. Okay, it's all set up, and oh my, it looks brilliant. It looks like a proper sort of telescope science people have when they do astronomy and say things like, Mars is in the 8th whirligig of blue bar systems adjacent to Jupiter's nostril. You know, when they say stuff like that. It's very exciting. I don't know what time it is where you are now, but right now here at Comedy Club for Kids HQ, it is night o'clock. So that is perfect for looking at the night sky. Let me see what I can see. It's a bit blurry, so it just needs adjusting. I've just got to turn this dial here. And this one here. And these 12 dials here. And then I've got to pull this lever. And press this button. Okay, now let's see. Oh, that's weird. It just looks like a dog. It looks like a little brown dog with a red collar. Is that there's a dog star, isn't it? Is it Sirius? It might be Sirius. Am I being serious? I don't know if I'm being completely serious. Oh, or it might be that constellation. What's it called? The greater dog, Canis Major. Or Canis Minor, the little dog. Yeah, it must be that one, because it looks like a little dog. It really does look like a dog too, with the fur and everything. Wow, isn't space weird? Stars all somehow, when they're near each other, look like a good little doggo. Ah, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to move the Telescopatron 7000 a little way over so I can look at a different bit of the sky and see what I can see there. Okay, so across the sky, if I take a peek there... Oh, that's really weird. It's a little brown dog again. Why is there still a little brown dog? Unless this is the dog star or the other constellation that looks like a dog. But it looks a lot like the same dog as before. That's really weird. What? Why is that small brown dog still in the night sky? Are we about to be invaded by alien small dogs? Do I need to call someone? Will we be able to stop them by telling them to sit and giving them treats? This is very strange. And another small dog. And another. Okay, listeners, something very, very weird is going on in space with all these little dogs. I'm going to have to call NASA or the European Space Agency and figure it all out. But before I do that, don't forget that if you want to send in anything at all to Radio Nonsense, whether it's a question that needs answering, something you want me to read out, or anything else at all, then please get your nearest muttering dorkmunders, sorry, I mean grown-ups, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. Or you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts or any of them podcast places, or you can send a message on the Spotify Q&A. Please also check out comedyclubforkids.co.uk to find out when our live shows are happening near you. Okay, one last check. What? How did I hear the dog barking this time? This is bananasness. I have to investigate. And while I do that, you listen to this most importantest bit. Welcome to Radio Nonsense, the one and only Bella Humphries, the only person in history who can sneeze with her eyes open, but read with her eyes closed. Bella, I am so excited to have you on the show today. How is it going?
I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's going very, very well. Thank you so much. And really pleased that you introduced me with my best accolade. It's been something that I discovered when I was a child that I could sneeze with my eyes open. And actually, if I sneeze with my eyes shut, you don't want to know what happens.
Oh, no, really? Is that, and I'm assuming that's how because it is what you're most well known for, and I think it is a remarkable skill. But I'm guessing that, we all have to start somewhere. Did you begin by sneezing with your eyes closed?
Unfortunately, I did, yes. And when I say that they were some quite disgusting scenes, I don't need you to know any more information.
Wow.
Thankfully, I was a baby, but then I realised, actually, going forward, I should keep my eyes open for sneezing.
Yeah, and that's lucky because, baby sneezes are quite small and cute, and as you get older, and I'm not sure how your sneezes are now, mine are always unnecessarily loud, and I think this is part of being a man of a certain age, where when I sneeze, it's like I couldn't be any louder. I don't know why. It's heard through valleys. There are noise complaints from all around the world. But I'd have thought, at least with a baby sneeze, there's not much power to it. Whereas now I'd have thought you're much better at sneezing, and that would be far more devastating where you have your eyes closed.
It is, yeah, and I'm actually a professional sneezer these days.
Wow.
So so that's when I discovered obviously my talent for sneezing, I quite honestly I rolled with it, and I thought this could be the making of you, actually. But yeah, like you, my sneezes are incredibly loud, and I always find it's when you're trying to be really, really quiet and you're trying to do a really small sneeze, that's when they're at their absolute worst. That's when they're their loudest. Yeah.
Stealth sneezing, when you're in a dangerous or mysterious situation and you need to let no one know that you're there, but then a sneeze comes. Yeah, that's pretty devastating. So
yes,
it's a scary moment.
Yeah.
I find sneezing very scary. It's interesting you're a professional sneezer because I get quite scared, like if I'm sneezing while driving, that's quite scary. If I'm sneezing while trying to focus on something, it's, or if you're trying to drink some squash and you start sneezing, or you're carrying food, there's lots of worrying moments. But I assume if you've got your eyes open, none of these are a problem anymore.
They're not, and actually, these are all the things you mentioned. They're actually part of being a professional sneezer. These are all of the these are all of the rounds in the modern heptathlon of sneezing. So, you've got your driving, you've got your drinking squash, you've got your carrying a tray. There's lots of different events, and so if this is something that you might be interested in getting into, I've got a few contacts that I could put a good word in for you if this was something that maybe you might want to be in the Sneeze Olympics next year.
I mean, listen, I'd love to. My worry, I can only sneeze with my eyes closed, and I have that constant fear that were I to open my eyes while sneezing, my eyes would just pop out and fly into the face of the nearest squirrel. And that's what I'm always very scared about, so I don't dare try and open them.
Yeah, so you don't have to have your eyes open for the Sneezing Olympics, but you just have to be very careful because of, we have had a few squirrel incidents, and it has been quite tricky. The crowd are sort of made aware that if they sit in the first few rows, they could be knocked out by a stray eye.
Yes.
It's just that my specialist talent of sneezing with my eyes open, it just means that I'm the best.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It must be, you've invited me to come to the Sneeze Olympics, but I know there's not really any point, because how would I compete against you?
Yeah, I am the Usain Bolt of sneezing. It's a little unfair that I'm allowed to compete, but they can't stop me.
Is that right? And have they tried to stop you?
Oh, they have. Yeah, I've been taken to multiple sort of inquiries. And there's been quite a few petitions signed against me, but ultimately, this was something I was born with. So it's not a man-made thing. I'm not taking any illegal substances to, make my eyes stay open. So I've not been sort of drinking any special potions or, eating anything special. This is just how my body is. So it's been ruled many times that this is actually allowed, and it's just that, quite honestly, I am the best.
Well, am I right in thinking as well, and I hope you don't mind me asking this, but I'm pretty sure that quite a lot of people signed the petition, but you sneezed into it and wiped your nose on it. And then during the inquiry, you did professional sneezes all the way through, so no one could actually listen to anything that was being said.
Look, I hate to say it, but you've caught me red-handed.
Well,
that's well, red-nosed, maybe.
Red-nosed, yes.
That is exactly what I was doing. And I don't regret it one bit, quite frankly.
Good. Well, that's fair. I wasn't by any means accusing you. I support your. You got to use your skills where you can, and I think that's. It's so exciting that someone like you would come on this podcast, and I'm also really impressed because I know your other skill is reading with your eyes closed. Here we are, we're talking away. Your eyes are open, which is very nice to see.
Yes.
And I know they don't have to be open. I know you could be looking like you're asleep.
I could be, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, I can read with my eyes closed. I'm not a big reader.
Right, okay, I see.
I much prefer audiobooks, to be honest. So,
right.
I mean, yes, it's something I can do, but honestly, I don't really bother. I'm much more. The sneezing does take a much sort of more prominent role in my life.
What happens if you're sneezing while you're reading? Do you have your eyes closed or open?
Oh, I have to stop reading and have my eyes open.
Right. It's very complicated. It's
very complicated. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just it's what people don't understand is all these talents. They look at someone like you and they think you make sneezing look easy. Easing look sneezy.
I'm easy sneezing.
Easy sneezings. You make sneezings look easings, and what they don't understand is that you have to live with it every day. It's hard.
I'm actually so glad that you said that, and that you've allowed me to sort of come on this podcast and actually really speak my truth, because a lot of people do look at me and they think, oh, she's got it all. And yes. I'm just like everybody else. I have my trials, my tribulations, my troubles. And yeah, it's actually incredibly hard being me sometimes. So thank you.
Check, do you have any trifles as well? Any trifles or?
Oh, I do have trifles as well.
You do have trifles as well.
Yeah,
okay, check. Yeah, it's important to check because, I think everyone should have trifles, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you've got that sorted. Well, listen, Bella, I said again, I'm really pleased that you could take time out of your professional sneezing career to be with us here on the podcast today. I really appreciate that. And obviously I've got a question that I think you're the person that can answer it, probably the only person that can answer it, actually. Okay. But before we get there, I'm not sure if you're aware this. It's illegally binding, but we do have some admin that I have to do before I can allow this interview to continue. You might have heard this before. Are you all right with admin? Are you okay with doing a couple of minutes of admin?
Oh yeah, I mean it's absolutely fine. I do have a few elves that I usually get to do my own personal admin, but I can manage. I can manage just these little bits for you today. Yeah, that's fine.
Are you sure you don't need to bring the elves in for this situation?
Well, no. So what's actually happened is they are actually on an all-inclusive holiday to Tenerife at the moment. So, so they won't actually be able to help me out. So I am struggling a little bit this week, actually. I'm a bit snowed under. But yeah, no, they've been away for 3 days now, and they should be back at the weekend. So, and that's fine. That's fine. They are allowed. I have to keep reminding myself. Elves are allowed holidays too. But I'm very much looking forward to their return.
What kind of, you said snowed under, are they Christmas elves or are they, I'm just wondering what type of elves they are that you have to help you. I know there's a variety.
They're very much like, if you can picture the borrowers.
Oh yeah, really like little guys.
Just little small guys.
Small guys. Oh,
just little small guys. Yeah, they just help me out with a few little things.
It.
Yeah.
Right, and is that? Do you I'm just fascinated by this, and I'm sorry if there's too many questions. Do you let them deal with your admin on a computer, so they sort of take it in turns to jump up and down on the keys, or are they having to hold a really giant pencil? What sort of way are they doing it?
Well, I mean, they're doing all of those things and more. They,
right.
Okay. They're very computer literate. Actually, they're Gen Zs, so they're chronically online. They're a bit younger than me, so they're very much online. So they understand all the how to use the computers and things like that. I actually did have to show them how to use a pencil, but they're getting the hang of it now.
Great, that's lovely. Wow, little small guys, and what are you paying them in, buttons or petals? What's the going rate for little small guys now?
Oh, it's mainly chocolate.
Right. Okay.
Chocolate. Okay. Yeah. These little small guys, big fan of chocolate. They're not too fussy which kind. They do prefer a milk over a dark, but that is because they're quite young. They haven't got a very sort of developed taste buds yet. As they get older, I'm sure their palates will kind of develop. But they might like sort of something more fancy. But right now they're sort of dairy milk guys, to be honest.
Nice. That's very easy. Easy, just a little square here and there, and then do all your admin, and then they probably go to sleep under a leaf or something, I guess.
They do, just a little pile of leaves outside of my house, which is, I mean, considering it's autumn now, I don't have to really do anything. It's just there.
You've got this. Wow, Belly, you've really got this sorted. I really should look into getting some little small guys around here. Yeah, I mean, they're little small guys. They're probably already here, and I haven't spotted them. But
you'd know if they were here. They're quite loud for some little small guys. Yeah, they're quite loud. But what they do, they've gone on holiday, but because there's quite a few of them I've got, but because they're only lit small, they're just they've all gone in one coat. So then they only had to put one chair on the airplane, so like one seat. So it's quite cheap for them actually.
That's lucky. And then I suppose you put the coat on the seat so no one sits in it and accidentally squishes them all. Yeah, exactly. That'd be tricky. Yeah. Wow. Well, look, I'm really impressed, and it's something I really need to look into.
You should,
just getting a bunch of little small guys. And I'll leave this admin to you though for today, as they're on holiday.
Yeah, that's fine. I can manage.
The first bit, I think the first question will be all right. The second question might be tricky, but the first one is simply that I'm not sure if you're aware, but the listeners to the show are all possible ages, every age you can imagine: Bronze Age, Ice Age, 7, 407. Cool. And I just need to make sure if there are any rude words you won't be saying, just to keep this show family friendly.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, there's quite a few words that I do know that I won't be saying, and obviously. One of them is one of the really big ones, to be honest, that I do know, is spliff splaff.
Spliff splaff.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, I just what? No one's not said it on the show before, which makes me realise that there's a good reason. I'm really glad you're not going to say it.
Oh yeah, I won't be saying spliff splaff at all. It would actually be. Yeah, I think I'd be very incredibly upset with myself if I did accidentally say spliff splaff on the show. So I'm really glad that you've drawn my attention to the fact that spliff splaff is, a word that I shouldn't be saying today. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, it does feel to me like a word that people might say almost accidentally, and then they'll regret it for a long time. They will, this kind of spliff splaff here and there, and you think, well, now you've said it, there's no going back.
Exactly. Oh, look, once you've spliffed and splaffed, you can't unspliff splaff, and it's very, very tricky. And I think, that's something that people do forget, actually. It's one of those words that, as you said, you can very easily accidentally say, and it can actually be quite offensive to some people.
I think so, yeah. Oh,
I have seen a few sort of old ladies, teachers, bus drivers cry, actually, when they've heard somebody say spliff splaff. So I think it's really, really important that spliff splaff is a word that we just do not say.
Yeah, and I should say that it's really rare for bus drivers to cry. Like, it's really. I know they have that sort of window in front of them that would protect people from any crying, but that's not why it's that. I think that's there for projectile vomiting, isn't it? Is that what that's there for?
I think so. Yeah, I don't actually think it's for tears, but it was lucky it was there because this was it was like a waterfall.
Yeah.
He was so upset. I've never seen anyone so upset.
Yeah.
I actually heard that he actually had to retire from being a bus driver that same day that somebody said spliff splaff to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brutal. And it's going to be tricky as well. It's hard to drive a bus that's full of water. I mean, not that I've done it, but I understand, ideally buses aren't full of water. You're thinking of fish tanks. If
you are, yeah.
And you can't drive them very hard, even though they're tanks. It's very confusing.
Yeah, weirdly, and you can't actually. You make a really good point. I've not thought about that before, but yeah, you can't drive a bus when it's full of water. He tried, of course, he tried. Absolutely no shame to him. He tried his absolute best, but he just wasn't able to do it.
That's very sad. And
it was quite sad.
Did you have to get on? Did you have to swim your way off and wait for the bus?
I did have to. Luckily I was going to the beach, so it was okay. I had my swimming costume with me, so it was okay. I had some goggles, but I just wasn't quite ready to be in the water. Yeah. It was a little bit. It was a bit earlier than imagined, but thankfully, I was kind of well equipped. But it was a very very, very sad day. And actually, every time I think of the word spliff splaff, or I try. If I say the word spliff splaff on the very rare occasion, I'm not sort of one of those very rude people that kind of uses, bad words like that a lot. But every time I do accidentally say spliff splaff, I do just think of that bus driver and all of the tears that he cried.
Wow.
And it's very sad.
Guy. Very sad, very sad. And, the rule with buses as well is that bus driver would cry, then 3 more bus drivers would have cried after him. And then none for ages, and it's just how it works. Well, listen, Bella, I'm so pleased you wouldn't say spliff splaff on the show. I definitely wouldn't ever say it. I think we'd be shut down. And thank you for keeping the show safe and not saying spliff splaff. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Now listen, this next question I think is a bit harder. See how you go with it.
Okay.
Bella, would you rather that you could only travel anywhere dressed up as a pantomime horse? And I should explain for any listeners who aren't in the UK, because they don't have pantomimes everywhere, which is bananas. But the pantomime horse is like, you normally need 2 people in pantomime horse costume. One is the front and one is the back, and then it'd be you. Maybe, I don't know if you'd be with someone else or not, but you'd have to travel everywhere dressed up as a pantomime horse, or that all the world's weasels decided you were their arch enemy.
Oh, now that is a good question. I think that I would like it, or I would rather that all of the world's weasels thought I was their arch enemy.
Right. I mean, that's pretty. Is that not dangerous?
I like it because I
like the danger.
I like the danger, and I've never been in a feud with anyone, and so I think it could actually be quite good for my brand, actually, to make me seem a little more dangerous. Because everybody thinks of me as this really lovely person. That she's so brilliant and amazing. She does the professional sneezing, and she's very, very just polite, never says the word spliff splaff. And actually, I'd like a little image makeover. And so if I had all of the world's weasels thought I was their arch enemy, I think that could be a really good rebrand for me.
I mean, that's interesting you say that. I mean, for a start, I don't want to, I'm just going to put this out there. I mean, you could start just being really horrible to people and like pushing them over, kicking them in the knees, calling them proper bum faces. You could just go down that road.
Feel like me.
No, sure, I get that. I mean, the other thing I would say is that the pantomime horse option, if you're dressed as a pantomime horse, you can be really annoying, and people would hate it because they'd be like, it's that horse again. That horse has just pushed over a bin. That horse has just, that horse has just kicked over an ice cream. Like everyone, so, but I know what you mean. You'd have an arch enemy that's weasels. And I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? That the only people out to get you are weasels, and you can kind of be prepared for that.
Well, exactly. I don't want everybody to be my arch enemy. And I think, I'll be honest with you, I don't come across weasels too often. So it feels like a very safe...
Yeah, I think you would, though. True, I think if they set out to get you, I think they'd be weasels. Yeah. They'd like make a point of, and what weasels are like, they can hide in sleeves, trouser legs. They can...
pockets.
Yes, exactly. So, I think that they'd get at you from some pretty unexpected places, you know?
Yeah. Oh, what if they became friends with my little guys and they just...
Yeah.
What if these weasels are on holiday with them and then they just, they become holiday friends and then they try and meet up back when they're off holiday? That would actually be quite... Oh, that could be... Oh, now, do you know what you've done here? Is you've made a really good point. And now I'm second guessing myself and I'm thinking that I might have to be the pantomime horse.
Right. And would you, then the important question, would you like to be the front of the pantomime horse, so you choose the direction, or would you like to be the back, so you just get kind of carried along with life?
I'd like to be the front, I think. I think I would like the front. I also think that the head would be easier to deal with than the tail.
Interesting.
I just think, it's a bit nicer, maybe. And yeah, I don't want to be sort of dragged around. I'd like to sort of choose where I'm going.
That's fair.
I guess. And also, if you're the back of the pantomime horse, I think you are sort of bent over quite a lot of the time. That might sort of hurt my back. Yeah. And I don't know if I'd like that. I've got a bad back anyway. I don't need any help with that.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, well, yeah, all very good points. And it's only travelling as a pantomime horse. So when you arrive at your destination, you can get rid of the gear and you're no longer a pantomime horse while you do your shopping or you see your friends. And then it's only on the way home. Got to get into the horse street again. Yeah. So
and that feels more part-time. Yeah. As opposed to the weasels, which I guess is a full-time...
Endlessly, yeah.
Yeah, full-time vendetta. And as exciting as I thought it would be, you've really convinced me, actually, that I think... I don't know if arch enemies are for me.
Wow, well, it's good to hear. I think that's, I know a lot of people like the sound of having an arch enemy, but when you really you've got to look at the detail. They can be pretty villainous. They can really ruin your day.
I think you're actually saving lives here. That's really good advice.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad I've helped you think it through, and thank you for taking the answer seriously, dealing with that question. It's an important question. It has to be asked.
It's one of the most important questions I've been asked all week.
Wow. And I don't want to slur your little guys because they're obviously really great, but you dealt with that admin pretty well by yourself.
That's so kind. Maybe I'll let them go on holiday more often now.
Well, there you go. They could be, unless it's to a place where there's weasels. You don't.
Then they're absolutely banned.
Yep. Fair. Well, Bella, thank you for answering those questions. So we've got this question here from a listener, and I think it needs your kind of expertise to answer this. Okay. I don't really understand it, I'll be honest with you, but I'll read it. This is from Shadow Scales in the US, which is quite an incredible name. Shadow Scales. They sound like there's some sort of... I can't work out if they're a warrior or a shade of paint or or a type... I don't know if they're
a magician?
An angry fish. Could be a magician. Yeah. And it's... I don't know what type of scales. It could be like reptile or fish scales. It could be weighing scales. They could be covered in flour.
Scales?
Yes, could be musical scales. Yes.
Musical scales. It's a lot. Shadow Scales, get back in touch. I need to know more about you.
Yes, really shadowy piano musical scales.
Yeah, just
dun 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 dun.
Yeah, so it's quite really dramatic.
Really dramatic.
I love it.
I like it, and I'm wondering this question. I was going to read this question normally, but I don't know if it needs a bit of a dramatic.
Ooh, dramatic twist.
Okay. If we give it an intro, but I'll read you the question just in full, but maybe it's to start with a dun dun dun. Hi, I love your show, but I have a question. What is your favourite Michael Jackson song? Like I said, I don't really understand that one. So, Bella, any clues?
Oh, I'm lost, to be honest. Who is Michael Jackson? It really depends on which Michael Jackson you mean, doesn't it? Because
yes.
So Michael Jackson is actually the name of my childhood dentist.
Right.
But I'm not aware of him being in a band at all. So I don't know if maybe that's something that I don't know about him. And it's something that he maybe did, like he moonlighted in a sort of barbershop choir. I don't know. I have heard that there is another Michael Jackson out there. I say I've heard of him. He often comes up as a sort of suggested friend
Oh yeah,
to me online. I don't know. Seem to have a lot of mutual friends.
That's
But
nice.
I don't actually know if we've met in real life. But I think it's like my mum maybe.
Well, what I was going to say, did your dentist hum any songs while he was checking your teeth or anything? Or, I just wondered, he didn't have a little toothbrushing song, brush your teeth every day, like he didn't do anything like that? Or
He didn't do that, no. He
no.
did sort of, he's a very big fan of the song Three Blind Mice.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, quite a sort of, he would sing that quite a lot. That's the only thing I can sort of remember him singing. I mean, maybe that is the song. Maybe that's my favourite Michael Jackson song. I guess that's the only one I really know of. Unless, I mean, Shadow Scales, I don't know. Do you know a Michael Jackson that maybe we don't know?
Do you know what? There's an estate agent, Michael Jackson, who's a local estate agent. Sometimes he's at the bus stop doing little like just sort of making sounds.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know a particular one. Sometimes they're nice, sometimes they're a bit all over the place. I'm trying to think what other Michael Jacksons. Oh, I mean the other option is, unless it's Michael, Jack's son, unless it's Jack's son Michael and it's his music.
Yeah, but then this is the thing. Jack, Michael, very common names. I'm sure there's a lot of Michaels whose dads are called Jack.
That's
really, it's not narrowing it down for me. I mean, I do know a Michael. Is his dad called Jack? I couldn't tell you. I've never met his dad. But his dad could be called Jack. And this guy, he is a very good singer. So maybe he does very sort of experimental sort of, it's a fusion between sort of death metal and jazz.
Wow, that sounds amazing! Like death.
Yeah,
jazz.
It's very interesting. It's his very own sort of fusion, and I've never heard anything like it before.
Wow.
And yeah, he does have a song called what's it called? Oh, I think it's called Rainbow Crocodiles.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that's my favourite of his songs. So I guess, the answer to your question, Shadow Scales, is Rainbow Crocodiles by Michael, who is
Jack's son. Yeah,
potentially
Jack's
Jack's
son.
He's somebody's son.
Well, it could also be sometimes people call John Jack, don't they? For some.
That's
so
a
it
good
could be
point.
John's son, John's son, who's Jack's.
Called Jack sometimes by some people. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's possible. I mean, I'm going to throw another spanner into the works here now. And the only other thing is, what if Shadow Scales means? What's your favourite song about? Like, your favourite Michael Jackson song. Michael Jackson is the subject of the song. So it could mean that there's that song, the old folk song about Michael Jackson. He had one thumb. I can't remember how the rest of it goes, but there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be that.
I mean, it's quite a good song. I mean, it's not my favourite song, but
no,
it's the only song I can think of with Michael Jackson being the subject. I don't know. Where do you find these questions? These listeners have got some very tough to answer questions.
Yeah, I mean, this is Shadow Scales lives in the US, and obviously the US is a different place. They probably got their own songs. I think there's probably at least one or two songs that only get sung in the US, and the rest of the world never hears them.
We never hear them. No, I'm not really I'm not very aware of what songs they've got going on in the US. No. It's so big as well. They might have in all over. One side of the US might have, some songs that even another side of the US don't have because it's so big.
It's true. It's true. There's a lot to think about there, isn't it? Well, I don't want to let Shadow Scales down, but I think what was it called? Rainbow Crocodiles.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be it. I think that's probably it. I don't.
I think it might be, yeah. So it's sort of an experimental jazz death metal fusion song.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. I mean, I think if nothing else, if it wasn't what Shadow Scales meant, I reckon that is now Shadow Scales' favourite Michael Jackson song.
I hope so. And I actually think, that Michael will be very pleased to get some new listeners to his music. So please.
Good luck, Michael.
Yeah, but he's trying really hard, actually.
Yeah, good. Well, he should be. It's a hard job, music, but it sounds like he's a very talented individual. And there's something about the Michael Jackson. It sounds like you could be really famous with a name like that.
I think so. Yeah, I think
he'd be worldwide famous. So, yeah.
Yeah, if he tries really, really hard,
really hard. Maybe he wears some special one glove or does something that makes him really.
Maybe I think I was going to say maybe he should get a signature dance move, or
yes, that's good.
So that people really remember him by that.
That's a really good idea. You should suggest that too. Yeah,
I think I might do actually. I don't know what it would be. Maybe some sort of something he does with his leg, or I don't know. Just I'm just throwing ideas out here now.
It's good.
But yeah,
I start to wonder if you should manage this Michael Jackson, because you've got some great ideas there, and I think he can only get bigger and bigger, and
Oh yeah. This is just the start for him, I think.
Yeah. Well, what a thriller. What an absolutely exciting question that was. And, thank you for dealing with it. It's obviously a tricky one. But, hopefully Shadow Scales is very happy with that answer. I would be. Bella, listen, it's been so nice having you on the show. Can I ask, what are you up to in the next 7 years, 3 months, 4 days, 12 minutes? What have you got going on?
Well, so in the next, sort of very specific time scale, I will mainly be training for the upcoming 2026 Sneeze Olympics.
Of course.
Yeah, which is actually going to be in Marrakesh in Morocco.
Wow.
So I'm doing some sort of heat specific training at the moment, because it's not, the climate's very different to how it is in the UK, and that can really change the way that your sneezes are. And so I'm going through a very rigorous training program at the moment, and that's going to be kind of pretty much until the end of next year when the Sneeze Olympics are. So that's what I'll be doing, and then after that, I think this might be a bit of a spoiler, but I'm more than happy to tell you guys. I actually will probably be retiring from the sport. Yeah, because I just feel like let other people have a go.
Sure, that's nice. Well, maybe if you are, I wasn't going to do the Sneeze Olympics, but if you are retiring, maybe I'll give it a go once I know there's a chance for anyone
There we go.
else to do
It does feel a bit, I've won. Oh, I think what have I won now? I think I've got about 75 gold medals.
That's quite a lot. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. I have run out of room for them in my house, so it's either I get rid of the little guys, or to make room for more medals, or I maybe just think of retiring. And look, I've grown really fond of them.
They seem like great little guys. They seem like really great little guys. So
they are, and I don't think that I'd be able to let go of them just yet. So, and who knows? Maybe after that's finished, maybe my reading career might take off. I'd be able to, sort of spend more time reading. Because as I said, I'm not really a reader. So if I have time now, then I can, start reading. Which would be nice.
That's fantastic. Well, listen, I wish you all the best, and I hope those little guys had a great holiday. Didn't meet any weasels, and
yes,
and I hope the next Sneeze Olympics goes great for you. And
Thank you.
It's been lovely having you on the show, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Amazing! Thank you so much for having me.
Big thanks to Bella Humphries for taking time out of her professional sneezing career to answer Shadow Scales' question. shadow scales, whether that's musical or reptile or fish. I do hope you liked your answer, but if not, please send any complaints you have via Michael, Jack's son, as he's not a postman, which means I'll never get to see them. If you have a question that you need to get answered on this show, then please do get your nearest muttering dorkmunders, grown-ups, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. Or you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts or any of them podcast places, or send a message on the Spotify Q&A. And please do check out comedyclubforkids.co.uk too. Listeners, I've now checked out nearly all of space using my Telescopatron 7000, and somehow that little dog is everywhere. I'm really not sure what's happening unless maybe the Earth's atmosphere has been replaced with little brown dogs. How are we going to breathe? Or maybe the International Space Station is now just a little brown dog due to cosmic rays mysteriously transforming it, and I know all the other asteroids and things. I just don't know what to do. And I'm so sad, as I was so excited about using my new Telescopatron 7000. What's that? The Telescopatron 7000 instruction leaflet. Oh, do you know what? I didn't even think about looking at that. Let me see what it says. Thanks for buying the new Telescopatron 7000, the best Telescopatron yet. As one of the first customers to buy the new Telescopatron 7000, you have received a brand new little farting dog lens to make it look like a small farting dog is all over space and time. Oh, that's it. That makes so much sense. Okay, let me remove that lens right now. Hello there. Oh, that's disgusting. That is the worst. But at least now I can look into space properly without that dog being everywhere. Let me just adjust everything again. And now... What? Why is there a camel floating near Ursa Major? Ugh. Bye.
You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.